welcome to Center Heist Productions. Please hit the likes and subscribe down below in your right hand corner. Muchly would appreciate that. Thank you to my followers and subscribers for supporting the channel. It's muchly appreciated. Share it with your friends and family as well if you could. And for those that come across the channel when you're surfing, please do not leave without subscribing and hitting the likes. It helps the channel grow as we're trying to build a strong community here, as we've built an integral Habs channel that sticking to the facts as they fall down, not listening to rumorland. And also, we don't run off of clickbait. Anyway, now we're going to get to it. This is the 10th taping of this because my software has been glitching. So you have to forgive me. I actually had a Habs jersey on. I'm not putting it back on to do this. A little frustrated with my software. Anyway, it was a horrendous night in Montreal last night as Seattle came in. We managed to defeat them 5-4 in overtime after losing the lead three times. Three times. Yeah, so anyway, it was quite a tribute to Ken Dryden. What a show the Habs put on. No one does it better. No doubt about it. The tribute, which was read by Bob Gainey from the pages from the game, was excellent. A lot of people may not have known who that voice was, but most of us who have been around knew it was Bob Gainey doing the reading. And great to see the alumni there in support as well, and his Mr. Ken Dryden's wife, his family. Um, um, Again, my favorite goaltender of all time. They're sorry. I know, some who haven't seen him will go with Watt or Price. I've seen them all, and hands down, I've never seen anybody like Ken Dryden, so he's my all-time favorite, greatest goaltender of all time. So anyway, one of my heroes. Anyway, it was a great tribute to him. Great to see the way they put the thought that whoever came out with the idea of turning out the lights and putting his mass on the net, how fitting it was. Well done. Well done. You can't say enough about the Habs organization for putting on these type of events and playing the music to each player as they were introduced. Quite an event, and great to see Marty get a good standing ovation. Demidov and Lane Hudson as well. So this was great to see. So now we're going to get right to it. Box score: 1 goal for Montreal in the first, none for Seattle. 2-1 in the second for Seattle, 2-2 in the third, and 1 goal for Montreal in overtime. Montembeault got the win. Decord lost. Caulfield got the winning goal. Cole Caulfield scored his second goal of the game, 3:25 into overtime to give the Montreal Canadiens a 5-4 win over the Seattle Kraken Tuesday night. And it was a perfect timing for Martin St. Louis to give that line a timeout before they were taking an offensive face-off just to get their energy back. And boy, did it ever work. Well done. Good call by Marty. Canadians rookie standout, Ivan, and it's Ivan to that Brian fella who commentates for TSN. Get your act together. It's not Yvonne. Yvonne's a French name. Look at the spelling and look at where he came from. It's Ivan Demidov. He's from Russia, not Quebec. Okay? Get it straight. Learn, your broadcasters, they got to get their acts together. So, Demidov tied the game with less than 3 minutes left in the third period, forcing overtime. Alex Newhook, Kirby Doc also scored for Montreal. Sam Montembeault made 18 saves, keeping the winning streak 3 games in a row, and the opener as they go on a 4-game homestand. Cole Caulfield got his 4th straight goal. In an opener, Newhook scored his first goal in his 300th career game, assisted by Carrier, who played in his 300th game. Swartz, Nyman, Olaziak, McCann each scored for the Kraken. McCann had one hell of a game. They dropped their first loss this season. Joey Decor stopped 17 shots. So this was a game and it was very straightforward. So Montreal got we'll get back into that. Montreal got their revenge barely, which swept 2 games last season and really crushed us last October 8-2 with Montour really just hat trick and destroying us, drubbing us on home ice last October. So it was good to see us keep him under check. He did, however, have his print on the game with the go-ahead goal that gave Seattle the lead, and thankfully Demidov tied it up. But anyway, good to see us keep him under check, and it was quite a night of celebrations. Um, so yeah, it came down to, as we're going to show you more. Uh, Cole Caulfield definitely, hands down, was the first star, 2 goals. Although you could have argued Demidov for sure. He had a good, strong game, and Hudson had a great game. Now that his contract's behind him, I knew this was going to happen. So +2 for Caulfield with 2 goals. Demidov 1 goal, 1 assist for a +1. McCann 1-1. He was strong for Seattle. First period scoring starts at 4:37. What a beautiful cross ice pass to the front of the net as Newhook flew to the front of the net just to redirect it from a pass from Demidov and Carrier. Then we 1-0 going into the second. 3:33. Swartz ties it up, assisted by Shane Wright and Dunn on the power play. And of course, at 7:12, Seattle's defense coughs up the puck. Cole Caulfield pounces on it, buries it over the shoulder from the left side of the ice, and then at 7, that put us up. And then, of course, they came back at 17:52 with 9 minutes, assisted by Cartwright and Goodrow. And then in the third period, Kirby Dach got a nice goal, and he's been playing steady, better than he was before he got injured last year. So this is promising. With a beautiful blast from Noah Dobson and Matheson, it deflected off Kirby's skate. Great to see. We'll take it. Just great. Shows you when you have front of the net presence to go to the front of the net, you will get goals that way. Use that big frame. Then at 4:48, Elysiak ties it, assisted by McCann and Mahora. And then the scary part was that was the third time they tied it up, and this time at 7:56. In the third, Jared McCann, assisted by Montour and Lindgren, put them ahead. Then at 17:19, Ivan Demidov, assisted by Patrick Lanny and Gallagher, with the beautiful patience to do a spin in front of the net and backhanded over to Court, waiting him out. Great job. Well, this kid just had a phenomenal game, goal and assist, and he had an incredible game. And then we got into overtime. Timeout was called at 3:25. Cole Caulfield, after Nick Suzuki won the faceoff, drops it to Lane Hudson. Hudson does all his magic per usual. Just incredible the moves this guy makes. Just drops it for Cole. Cole comes flying down in behind him, down the right side, and fires another cannon above the shoulder of Decord, this time from the right side. What a goal. Beautiful game played. Well, it wasn't my kind of game, but at least it was better than being blown out 8-2. 22 shots apiece, 32-25 hits for the Kraken, 37-27 faceoffs won by the Habs. Power plays 1-for-4 for the Kraken, 0-for-2 for the Habs. They got to get their act together on that. Penalty kill minutes 8-6 for the Habs. Giveaways 14-13 for the Kraken. Takeaways 5-3 for the Kraken. Block shots 22-17 for the Habs. Great to see. A couple, basically, this was for me a very dull game for the home opener. All the ceremonies were the best part of the game, in my opinion, and Demidov, and then Hudson and Caulfield had phenomenal nights. Good to see on the first line that we had Caulfield and Slav both have good games. Now, Nick wasn't as noticeable, but he did his job. And the reason he wasn't as noticeable is because those two wingers were really working their tush off and they were just getting a lot of the light because of that. The second line was pretty damn good. Demidov was a threat every time he was on the ice. Liked to play Kapanen as well, showing some good signs. He got a good 200-foot game. And Newhook, that line played well. Thank God it's got chemistry because you can't even imagine if Demidov had two actual second liners, top six players, what numbers they would create would be phenomenal. But Kapanen impresses me for a kid. He just keeps surprising, um, showing some physicality in this game as well, which he didn't have enough of last year. So I like seeing that added to it. And of course, Galley and Doc and Bolduc played well. Galley always brings the fight, so that was good to see. Good solid line. The only line that really ineffective is that fourth line. And Evans, yeah, he goes to work on the penalty kill. But my God, poor Josh Anderson was unnoticeable. And I honestly think what's affecting those two, Evans gets his way back in due to penalty kills. But I hate to say this, and I hate to have to knock Patrick Lonnie because he played a little better in this defensive zone, but he's got a long ways to go if he thinks he's moving up from the fourth line because I honestly think he's holding the other two back, and I think that's what's hurting Josh's game because those two have to make up for so much of his lack of effort. Just saying, and it's a shame because I feel really bad for Lonnie, but it's just not working out speed wise. 5-on-5 play is just not enough. Dobson and Matheson look great. I still think Mike Matheson looks like the best player, the best defenseman on the team. Hudson really stepping up in that last night. That was definitely by far his best game out of all four. Gooley had a strong game. Carrier and Jacky, there's a bit of confusion with them between them last night, but also the diamond play setup for the penalty kill is Montreal's got to get themselves away from that because you're getting the defenseman like Jacky slid up to the point area up high, and then you have one of the forwards dropped low, and they don't handle the traffic in front of the net of Montreal's net very well. And Sam Montembeault, the goaltenders, have got to be ready to get the stick out and intercept those cross passes like Shane Wright put in front of them. I'm sorry, Monty. You got to, as the goaltender, take the responsibility for that. And all the goalies need to take responsibility for that. Sorry, but Montreal's got to get back to the square. Keep your defensemen back. Keep your forwards covering the oh my lord. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. I can't even think of it at the moment. Anyway, the point area. Anyway, so that's basically what I'm saying. So yeah, uh, it was a back and forth seesaw game. I just didn't like that Montreal let the lead slip three times. They were fortunate to come out with the win. Thank God for their young kids, the guys that came through. Demidov, um, Caulfield with his wicked shots over the shoulders with barely any space, especially that overtime winner. There's barely a crack open, and he gets it through. But Hudson, oh, that kid is fun to watch. Him and Demidov were very fun to watch, but other than that, Montreal's got to bring the fight a little more. Josh Anderson, again, I do think it's the line that's causing him the issue, having to make up, and I think it's hurting him. But he's got to be more effective than that. He's got to put his imprint on the game and use his physicality. Just a weaker game by him. Just didn't notice him. And again, Patrick Lonnie, it's just not looking good, buddy. Sorry to say that, but 5-on-5 is still uh, something to be desired. Anyway, great job, Montreal fans. Got the win. That's all that matters. We at least got the win and held out and did. Because we normally lose on those tribute nights, and that hasn't, it's finally to get a win on a night like that. You want to kind of bring the win in for the person that the tribute's done, like Dryden night, basically. So good to see them finally come through on a night like that of importance. So way to go, and way to go, Montreal's organization for putting on such a class X show. Definitely, they definitely are the front runners. Not even close when it comes to putting on a great show. So go Habs, go! Way to go! We got the Preds in Thursday. We'll do a review of that one. And you have to. I apologize that this is a little later this afternoon than I planned, but I had actually taped this 10 times and we had major glitches with the software. So forgive me. You've seen it here at Center Heist Productions, where the puck drops first, and you will see me in the following review on the Predators Habs game. Catch you then. Go Habs, go.